All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Oh, goodness gracious, why does my webcam look like that? I think it was a little messed up or something. Angle on the webcam's a little messed up, man. I think because it got moved around last time. That's probably what it was. What's up, Brian? What's up, Chance? Welcome to the stream, guys. Appreciate you guys all coming out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Rage? What's up, Zachary? What's up, Owen? How you today, Energy? Yo, King of the Bears. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Gus? How you today, Jose? What's up, Black Poro? Yo, JL the Beast. What's going on, my man? Welcome to the stream, Jaren. It's about to be lit. It's about to be lit, Jaren. It's about to be lit, bro. Yo, what's going on with my face cam? Why does my face cam look like it's a little off for some reason? I feel like it's tilted incorrectly. No pun intended, of course. Because, you know, tilted tower is getting destroyed and all. All right, I think that's good. I think that's in the usual good position. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Way. Yo, the hashtag notification squad is strong tonight. Really, really appreciate it, guys. I'm rocking with the noob skin for today. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually going to be doing that. But I was rocking with the noob skin just so I could go ahead and get some footage that I was needing for a thumbnail yesterday. Let's get a victory. Let's get a victory, man. Yo, the good streams are back. Good streams are back. Play with Kenny. I might play with Kenny at some point today. I want to do. I don't know if we're gonna do random viewers today, or excuse me, random squads today, or if we're gonna do random duos. We'll see. I definitely want to do something random with duos. I feel like that's gonna be really, really fun. And then obviously we'll play with we might play with Kenny. I might play with Billiard or Bear or Jaren or something like that. Do we want to rock with no skin to start? I don't know. I don't feel like we really do. I feel like I want to rock with something else. Let me rock with we could rock with the tomato head. Although that's kind of terrifying. But we'll rock with it anyway. I feel like that kind of completes the terrifying look I'm going for. Let me throw on the Batsicle. Where is it? Batsicle, nice. What about Tom Omega? Well, yeah, Tom, sorry. I forgot Tom was in the Discord. I'm not excluding him. Tom's probably going to be all triggered at me now. What else was I missing? All right, yeah, we want to make sure we have the googly eyed one selected. All right, cool. Let's get it going. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Tom, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's up, Dimitri? Thank you so much for the host, man. Appreciate it. You're too slow to read this, Galaxy Cat. There's a lot of messages going by, man. A lot of messages going by. Watch your stream yesterday. It was great. Hey, thank you, Tank Memes. I appreciate it, my man. Oh, God. There's so much ice in that. It's crazy. Yo, Nick comes in with a $1 donation. Thank you so much, Nick, for the $1 super chat, brother. I appreciate that, my man. Carter, thank you so much for the 1 bit as well. Hey, I love you. What's up, Andres? How you doing today? What's up, Mickey Mods? Welcome to the stream. You saw the new emote? Oh, I haven't checked out the new emote yet. We're going to have to get that after this game. Because I definitely want to grab it. Is it actually going to hit Tilted Towers? So the Meteor Strike is definitely coming. 100,000%. The whole space theme of Season 3 for Fortnite was sort of centered around space. I'm repeating myself here, but, you know, just sort of bear with me here. All the evidence behind the scenes when you look at the past about how the developers of Epic Games have worked with meteors in the past. You look at the storyline for Save the World. It actually correlates exactly with the same meteor strike that we're getting here in Battle Royale. So there's a lot of things that are lining up for it. The meteor strike is 100,000% coming. Whether or not it's just going to destroy Tilted Towers or if it's going to destroy something else, we don't know 100% for sure, but it's coming. Malkwin62 with the $2 says, love the streams, do keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother. A lot of people are saying it's a spaceship, though, too. That's actually a really, really big theory. A lot of people are saying that it's a spaceship, which I could 100% believe. I could buy a spaceship. Life Sucks donates a $2 and donates $2. That's his first dono ever. Well, hey, man. I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you so much for the donation, man. Okay. A little worried. Here we go. I need at least one chest, dude. Holy crap. Yeah, I'll just do that. Can you request songs? No, unfortunately you can't, man. Sorry. I used to have song requests enabled, but then people just were requesting horribly annoying songs all the time. So we just couldn't do it. Alright, first game on. I gotta make sure I'm like all warmed up here. I still feel sloppy. When will the meteor hit? Yeah, so that's the other thing too. That's the big part of this puzzle, is that the meteor is gonna hit at the end of Season 4. At the end, or excuse me, at the end of Season 3, the beginning of Season 4. Which is going to happen on April 30th. April 30th. So that's when Season 3 ends and Season 4 begins. Oh, dude, that would have been... Whoa, 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 whoa. I really wanted to get a snipe on this guy, man. Oh, he's got a shotgun. I'm dead. Ooh. Holy crap. We have 1 HP. We actually have 1 HP. Oh. He's got to be so mad, dude. There's no way we just clutched that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some clutch hype in the chat. Holy crap, dude. Is it going to be like a cinematic meteor hitting? That's what I'm really hoping for. Like, the specific details of that, I'm not really sure about, obviously. But when it comes to the meteor actually hitting, we know that's going to happen. I really hope that we open up 4 a.m. Eastern time. Well, that's when downtime is most likely going to start for the Season 4 update. But when Season 4 actually comes out, I hope that with, like, when everybody launches into the game, the first thing that everybody sees is this giant cinematic, like, this just gorgeous cinematic meteor hitting. And everybody's going to get it on, like, their first time loading up the match. So it'll be, like, everybody's first experience with it. I feel like that'd be so cool, man. You're welcome, and this is the rest of it. Thank you so much for another 5. Life sucks. Appreciate it. It's just so weird saying that. Darren Hudson with a 10 says, did you see my tweet? I posted some videos on my YouTube channel and some more on Twitter. I'm trying streaming. Wait, hold on. I'm going to actually apply this. I'm trying streaming and posting on YouTube and Twitch. That's dope, dude. I don't think I actually saw the videos, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But I can go back in my mentions and look for them. I watch your streams every day. Thank you, Micro. Is there a spaceship instead of a meteor? A lot of people have been speculating that as well. That the meteor is actually going to be a spaceship, which would be insanely cool, right? So imagine if, and that would, I mean, if we're talking about sort of like an alien invasion, that's what I mean when we're talking about going like perfectly along the lines of Save the World, right? Save the World, the single player version of Fortnite is all centered around, you know, sort of defending your base. You're saving the world from the alien invasion. And so that lines up perfectly with the storyline of Save the World if a meteor were to actually come and hit, right? So there's all these little clues that Epic has been kind of leaving us for a while. And the meteor is definitely one of them. This space theme definitely goes along with it. So I don't know if it's just going to simply be a meteor strike or if it's also going to be some sort of an alien invasion. We don't, the details of that, we don't know 100% for sure yet. Yo, Jason, hey, how you doing today? Love your streams. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. How'd you not die? There was a trap? It's my trap. What's up, Anthony? What's up, GF Rocket guy? Whoa, whoa, whoa. That guy just lasered us, dude. I think we had only 50 shields, so. Oh, incredibly weak. Wait, is that the same person? No, don't steal my kill. You gotta be kidding me. These are 2 separate people? No way, man. That sucks. Oh! No way, dude. My trap just got a kill. That's freaking awesome. Where did this guy go? I think I hear him. He's like right down in here. Oh. He's got to be right in there, man. He's got to be, right? Yo, we just got that trap kill, dude. That's freaking sick. Where is he? Gotta be right outside, right? Where is this dude? What? Where's this guy hiding? He's got to be around here somewhere. Come on, dude. Oh, he's literally right in that corner. Damn! Yo, and a gold scar for me too? Alright, bud. Let me take that. Give me those. Oh, 4 of these? That's what I like to see, dude. Alright. Holy crap, did that guy have the loot. I'm gonna grab that. We're not gonna take the LMG, unfortunately. Do I want to take the minis? Well, I kind of want the impulse nades, but at the same time, we're gonna have to sacrifice those for right now just because we got heals. That's so fun. Oh, wait, there's a full shield pod down there. I forgot. There's a big shield. Oh, God. Wait. How's that wall still there? Oh, he's just doing that. Whoa. What the heck? Dude, what are you doing, man? Was it named Michelle? Michelle, is that you? Alright, he was getting shot at from behind. Hold on. Okay, I thought it was a green tag. Here we go. You guys running all the way out here. You guys ready for this gorgeous shot? Oh! That actually would have been insane. That would have been disgusting if we hit that. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Yo, Yankees 8. I was so happy when the Yankees won today, man. I was actually watching the game with my dad today. Channel's growing a lot. Yeah, I really am trying to grow my Twitch channel a ton. I've heard pirates a lot, but I honestly have no idea. Yeah, a lot of people are saying alien invasion, meteor strike of some kind. It could honestly. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be concentrated towards Tilted Towers, right? But there's honestly nothing. Alright, let's try to get up on this high ground right here. Oh, shoot. No, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, at these stairs? Let's go, man. GG's, dude. That's like the noobiest ending I could have possibly had. First game on, though, guys. Let's get it. What? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, drop a like in the stream if you guys are new. Subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. I live stream Fortnite every single day for you guys. I'm thinking about doing a V-Buck giveaway, guys. I'm thinking about doing a V-Buck giveaway. We literally almost already have 1,000 likes in the stream. I'll tell you guys what. We'll do a V-Buck giveaway this stream, except we're going to do it a little bit different. All right? We're going to do a V-Buck giveaway every 1,000 likes in the stream. But we are going to have a limit on it because I can't do this every single stream, obviously. But make sure you guys drop a like in the stream because every 1,000 likes in this live stream right now, we are going to do a V-Buck giveaway. So make sure you are subscribed because you can't win the giveaway if you're not subscribed. And make sure you drop a like. Help get us to 1,000 likes. The live like counts in the upper right-hand corner. GG's. What's up, CMA Barry? What's up, Liam? What's up, Kelton? Spaceboy, Zombie, and Matthias Complex. Is there a new emote? There is. Yeah, I actually didn't even get a chance to put my hands on it yet, but it's the click emote. So some of you guys, yeah, you guys have probably seen that dance before. I'm 100% purchasing that. 1,000%. Jeez. Kelton, you have been donating so much money. Barkley came in with a $1. Thank you for that. Nintendo JJ with a $2 says, look at my pick. Nintendo JJ. I can't see your pick in the message over here. If you type in chat, I think I've seen your pick before, man. I think I know what you're talking about. Super Carson donates $20. Another 20. Thank you so much. Quinn McGarry donates $1.50. Says, "Hey bro, how's your day? By the way, your sweatshirt is out of this world." Yeah, I figured it kind of made sense for the whole space theme that we're kind of going for here. But yeah, this is an IntoTheAM sweatshirt. You guys can use code HENIS to get 5% off buying one of these for yourselves. Then Hayden. Albo comes in with a 20. Says, "Hey, love your streams, especially the custom zombies of BO3. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Hayden. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Kelton donates $23 and says, "Today is my birthday, so here's your thank you for keeping me entertained for so long. Much love, bro." Kelton, you've been supporting the stream forever. Thank you so much for the 23 bucks. You're crazy. What the hell? All right, yeah, guys. Did we hit 1,000 likes in the stream? We probably did. Oh, we did hit 1,000 likes. All right, guys, make sure you keep dropping likes because I'm going to go ahead and start a V-Buck giveaway right now. This V-Buck giveaway is going to only be on YouTube. I'm not going to do one on Twitch today, I don't think. Or maybe we'll alternate. I'm not 100% sure yet, but... It's because we may have some minis. Alright, I need to attack. Ooh, I'll definitely take the Deagle, though. Dude, I've been loving running the Deagle recently. Honestly, it's been such a fantastic weapon to use. How many minis? Just one? Actually, you know what? We're going to pop this, then. Might as well. No harm done. Pop that. Then none of them even got this? What's up, Dill Pickle? Love your streams. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What does PvE have to do with PvP? Well, it's made by the same company, right? So it's the same game. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, somebody already got the chest up there. I'm gonna go and try to get the pallets that are all in this factory right out here. Because my big goal, I want to walk away out of here with like at least like 600, 700 wood, which we should very easily be able to do. We've already got 500. I think there's still some more areas for loot around here. We're pretty close to the safe zone, and we've got a jump pad too, so I'm not too worried. We should be able to get out of here pretty easily and quickly. What's up, Mario Hill? You're watching on Twitch and YouTube? I appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Definitely take the impulse nades. Impulse nades are way too much fun to not use. And I think there's still one. Yeah, I don't think this factory down here has been looted. We'll grab this. Do you like PUBG? You should get it because Fortnite copied it. Bro, every video game out there wants to copy Fortnite right now. There's no video game out there that Nothing better than having max wood, guys. Let me tell you. You rushing me? Person is coming up. I heal up actually right here. Wait for this person to come to me. A couple more people fighting around here anyways. No point in me taking anything right now. I heard the next season was construction themed. Could be construction themed. I kind of pictured it going along the lines of a course we have 1 bullet left. Chain them right together. We got 4 jump pads, dude. That's actually nutty. I need a shield, my man. I need a shield, brother. No, dude. Come on, man. That sucks. That guy just completely chased right after us. Good play on his part, though. That's what he should have done. I didn't think he was going to be that close behind us, though. GG's, man. This is the best stream ever. Yo, host Drago. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the stream, we are running a V-Buck giveaway right now. All you guys got to do is type exclamation point V-Bucks in the chat once, and you'll be automatically entered into the giveaway. Make sure you are subscribed as well. If you're not subscribed, the bot will not pick you as a winner. The giveaway is currently active. Every 1,000 likes, we're doing a V-Buck giveaway. This is for 1,000 likes. You can see in the upper right-hand corner, we're about halfway to 2,000 likes. So make sure you drop a like if you haven't done so already. That's Hero. Is that an actual TSM player? I have no idea if that actually is. What happened with the Meteor? So the Meteor hasn't landed yet, but it will April 30th. April 30th. That is the goal. And so, yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed because, like I said, if you're not subscribed, you won't be able to enter the giveaway. And this giveaway is only happening over on YouTube right now as well. Only happening over on YouTube. So everybody who's watching on Twitch, you got to go over to my YouTube channel in order to enter this. And when you subscribe to the channel, as always, you'll see your name appear above my face cam. Holy crap, we got so many bit donations. But let's go ahead and pick a winner right now, I guess. And then while we wait for the response, we'll get it in. All right, so everybody's entered? Good? Are we good? Let's do it. Baller Bug 1, you are the winner of the giveaway. Baller Bug 1, congratulations, my man. You have won the V-Bucks. Let's get some baller hype in the chat. Congratulations, my man. Thank you so much, bro, for entering. Thank you to everybody who entered. And like I said, guys, we'll do another one at 2,000 likes. Let me catch up on these donations. The baller, just go ahead and type hi in the chat. Just say hey so that we know you're here. Once we know you're here, we'll get your email address, and I'll send you the V-Bucks after the stream, man. I just need to figure out, the reason I want your email is so I can figure out what console you're on. If you're on PlayStation, I'll buy you a PlayStation gift card. If you're on Xbox, I'll buy you an Xbox gift card. And if you're on the PC, then I'll have to PayPal you the money. Just go ahead and type hi so that we know you're here. Because if you don't type hi in a short period of time, we'll have to pick another winner. Catch up on all these. And Matthias with 100 bits. Thank you for that. Darren Hudson with a 500. And Matthias with another 100. Darren Hudson with a 500-bit donation. And Matthias with a 100-bit donation. And Matthias with another 100 bits. Isaac comes in with a $2. Says, hey, Hennis, you're awesome. You're a god. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. I'm trying. I know I'm not the best of the best. But I'm trying, my dude. I'm trying. If any of the mods could be looking out for him, too. Because I don't see him type in the chat yet. If he doesn't type in the chat when I'm done reading catching up on donations here, then we'll just pick a new winner. But the username, yeah, is BallerBug1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, BallerBug1. So we're looking for you, man. Toyson donates $1 as well. Thank you for that. Grifftuck says, on mobile, you can give iTunes gift cards. Yeah, and I have done that in the past. Somebody has asked for iTunes gift cards. And I went and bought them an iTunes gift card. Alright, Baller, are you here, my good sir? Grifftuck, thank you for your back-to-back 100 bits. Yeah. I got you, man. I got you. What's up, Andres? He's a real TSM member? Oh, damn. TSM Hero. I'm actually going to look him up right now. Alright, a little bit more time on this, and then we'll go ahead and start it up. Pick a new winner. Make sure you guys stick around, too, because you could be the next winner that's chosen if Ballerbug doesn't respond here in like the next 30 seconds or so. Alright, so TSM Hero? Was it 2 R's, right? What was his name? Just Hero? Ichi RRO? Is he actually I have no idea if he actually is. Anybody know his @? I want to tweet at him. Alright. What's up, C. Jones? What's up, Eli? Alright, he has not responded, guys. We're going to pick a new winner. Unique MC. You are the new winner of the giveaway, man. Yo, let's get some unique hype in the chat. Unique MC. Congratulations on winning the V-Buck giveaway, man. You're an absolute god. Thank you, dude. He said hi in the chat. I saw him. It might be somebody who's using a fake account, guys, because some people will go ahead and change their usernames to match the username of the winner. But the bot wasn't picking it up. I didn't see him in the chat, guys. I didn't see him typing. But Unique MC, if you're here, go ahead and type hello in the chat because the bot's only going to show messages from the person who won. Unique MC, hi. I see you type hi in the chat. I really think it is. I think we just chose the wrong winner. Get into the giveaway. You'll be all set. I don't really want to go retail row. I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh, man. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, too. When you subscribe, you'll see your name appear above the face cam. And you have to be subscribed because the bot's not going to pick you as a winner if you're not a subscriber of the channel. So. And yes, this giveaway is happening on YouTube, not on Twitch. So you have to be over on the YouTube stream in order to enter. I'll try to aim for this house all the way back here, I guess. There's so many people that go retail row, dude. It's disgusting. That's annoying. He's dancing, dude. Are you kidding me? Soul Snatch was his name. And he was just like, you know, dude, I'm probably gonna take the L anyways. Just started dancing. That's funny. Watch, I'm gonna drink this full shield pod, and then I'm gonna literally immediately find minis down here. Watch, it's gonna happen. I don't have anything else other than this pistol. I'm so screwed, it's insane. Oh, no. I have 5 bullets, dude. Where's this guy? I need the ammo and I need the loot down there. Huh! Ooh, baby, the jabates. The jabates. Was there minis there too? I could have sworn I saw minis. I'm gonna go back out there and check, actually. What the heck? Jump! Come on! Here we go. Fortnite all night long. Is that a green pump? Oh, that was... Ooh, actually, yeah, I'm gonna take that, because that's a hunting rifle. I definitely want that. I think we're gonna keep this as my primary, though. The silenced pistol, because it's... Not gonna lie, it's not working out too shabby for us. Here's the ammo. I need it for it. I'm just actually gonna go factories right now. There's no point in me kind of sticking around here. Probably gonna die if I stay around here anyways. Are you kidding me, man? Did I actually just miss that shot? That's annoying. You just threw up a porta-fort. Are you kidding me? Getting the hell out of here, dude. Hey, what's up, Leo? How you doing today, buddy? I didn't realize he was looking right at me. $10. Appreciate it, my man. Let's get some ChrisHype in the chat, bro. Thank you so much for the love. You're tough with another 100 bits. Says 1 more minute till I get 2 days watching you. 2 days of watch time? Fuck, you're insane, man. You really are. All right, let's do some random duos. I'm down. You guys feeling some random duos? What's up, Devilish? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, guys, what we're gonna do after this next game, we'll go ahead and choose the winners for the V-Buck giveaway. We're gonna give everybody a little bit more time to enter. So if you're new to the stream, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because you won't be chosen as a winner if you're not subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. You can subscribe right now, and you should be all set to go. Yeah, Billy, we're just gonna do random duos, guys. Just gonna see how that goes. All right, cool. Let me. Actually, yeah. So I'm gonna pretend to be a noob. So we're just gonna go full noob skin right now. So we're gonna rock with no skin, no back bling, and we'll run with the original pickaxe. All right, cool. And let's hop into a duos. All right, guys, here we go. Get it. Random duos are always fun to talk on. But yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, all you gotta do to enter !V bucks. You guys know what to do. And then make sure you keep dropping likes, because every 1,000 likes we'll do a V-Buck giveaway. Yo, aka Drojan, thank you so much for the $1.11. Says, do you also remember when there was no donation box? I've been here that long. Yes, I do remember that, man. Those were way back. Use the rust bucket because it's fire. It's not fire, man. Yo, Lil Gucci Gang, what's up, man? Yo, Gucci Gang, you got a mic? If they don't have mics, guys, we're just going to immediately back out. That's the rule. I don't think he has a mic. I love the stream so much. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, Luke. Yo, thank you, host. Appreciate you too, man. I'm not going to use the rust bucket because I'm really trying to go for like a noob effect here. So we're going to run with like full noob skin. That's what's going to happen. Does the V-Buck giveaway work for PS4? Yeah, so what I look for is like everybody enters into the giveaway. Once the winner is chosen, I ask for your email address, and that's just so we can go back and forth. I want to know 2 things. What console you play on, Xbox, PC, PS4, and then what country you're from. I need to know what country because if you have a PS4 and you live in the US, then I can buy you a gift card myself and send you the code. But because of region locks... Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Good, good. That's what I like to hear.
Alright, where do you want to hit?
I don't know. It's up to you. I'm kind of new to this game, so...
Shit, I don't make decisions. Just call it out.
Alright. Shoot. Everybody who I've played with before, this always calls it out for me. Let's go, let's go Salty.
Salty spoons it is.
Let's give it a shot. I feel like a lot of people might go there, but screw it, whatever.
That is totally fine.
Yeah, so I just need to know whether or not you live in the United States. That's kind of the thing. GFuel Energy is a scrub, huh? What a noob. What a noob, dude. Yo, so how long you been playing this game? You got any wins tonight?
A couple months. I got a couple wins today.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing too well today, to be honest with you.
Got to change my glider.
What about you?
I haven't got any wins today either, no. I'm just...
Oh, yeah?
I've only been playing for a little bit, so...
Alright, when you start playing?
I think it was like... Maybe like 2 weeks ago or so?
2 weeks. Are you playing on PC right now?
Yeah.
PC?
Yeah, all my friends have it on PC, so I figured that's where I'd get it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Welcome to the
I'm in your house right now, so don't worry.
Okay. Yo, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off push to talk here so I can just talk to this guy, alright? Alright, yeah, I got two, I think the green assault rifle and the green burst.
Assault green burst? Alright,
Yeah.
let me see.
You want one of them. I only
No,
need
I'm
one.
good. I got a blue assault. We're good, we're good.
Okay, okay.
Let me see. Alright, we got one directly south.
Oh, I think I hear one behind me. You
Yeah,
just
we got one coming in.
walk inside.
Alright. Do you have any shotguns or anything like that?
No, I don't. Just have two. So I got a porta for it.
Alright, hold up.
Oh,
Ooh,
shoot.
That is my ass right there. Hold up. Okay.
Oh, shoot. I got shot from behind. Just trying to stay away from that sniper. Oh, they're coming up right-hand side. Yeah, right in front, east. Oh, this guy's shooting at me. Oh, damn.
That was my ass.
Yeah, that sniper really screwed us over.
Yeah, that got us good.
GG's, bro.
Yeah, good game, bro.
Have a good one. Perfect, chat. That's how random duos is supposed to go. Just get completely screwed. K Corey, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. I really appreciate that. Griff donates 100 bits, says this dude has a Twitch. That dude does? Stop. Was he live? Don't tell him we're live, chat. Lightning Squad. My birthday is yesterday, and that's where I got the money to sponsor you. I love the channel. Thank you so much, Lightning. I really appreciate that, bro. For real, for real. That's awesome. Joseph with the $1. Thank you for that. Matt Parody donates 2.79 Canadian dollars. And so keep up the good work, and I hope I win the giveaway. I hope you do too, man. You do. Yeah, we'll pick the winner for the giveaway right after this game, guys. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. And I got to change my glider. Thank you. I'm going to remove my glider. We're just going to throw the default one on because we're trying to go full noob for this, guys. So we just got to let them know we're full noob. As always, type exclamation point V-Bucks in the chat if you want to enter the giveaway. And make sure you're subscribed because if you're not subscribed, you won't be chosen for the giveaway. So, Daniel, thank you so much for this. Yo, what's up? Yo,
Hello?
how you doing, man?
Trying to wind down here before the next week starts.
Yeah, I feel you. You got a big day tomorrow? Well, I mean, it's Monday, so it's probably already gonna suck.
No, I just work at Subway.
Oh, okay. You like it there?
No, it sucks dick. I make minimum wage. But I mean, I make myself subs for free and I shouldn't do that, but I do it.
Oh, I don't blame you. I would too. I would too. Alright, where you want to land?
I don't know. I'm not really good at this game. I don't know where the best place to land is.
Damn, that might be a problem. I guess we'll go greasy, because I've only been playing this game for a little while too.
Okay, let's do it. Go.
So I'm not too experienced.
Be casual too, but we can do this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you ever gotten a win? I only had one. I was carried by some other random who I was playing with.
I've gotten second place in solo.
Okay.
I've won the all explosions one.
Oh yeah. I remember when that one was out. Oh shoot, there's so many people here.
Don't worry, I'm half Korean.
This might not have been the best spot to come. I got 2 of them. Holy crap. They just walked right into my shot. That was probably the luckiest I've ever gotten. Oh my god.
I need help.
Where are you? Okay, you're over there. I see your arrow.
I'm coming towards you.
Minimum wage. My life sucks. God damn, that's terrible, dude. Alright, yo, we're gonna go ahead and pick a winner for the giveaway, guys. Let me go ahead and catch up on these donations, though. Kelton came in with $1, says, you missed my last dono, Henry. Did I actually? You typed exclamation point V-Bucks. Thank you so much for your $1.11. Appreciate it. I got you. Matt Parody, I got your $1. Griff Tuck. Was I actually in Dr. Lupo's game? For real? That dude has 295 wins? He was trolling me? No. Stop. Was he actually? That's funny if he was. Yeah, guys, get your entries into the giveaway right now. We're running a V-Buck giveaway. All you got to do is type exclamation point V-Bucks in the chat. Just type it in once. Once you typed it in once, you're all entered. And then make sure you are subscribed as well, because if you're not subscribed, the bot will not pick you as a winner. So if you subscribe right now, you should be all set. And then you'll see your name up here right above my face cam too when you subscribe. Kelton donates $1. Yeah, I got that one. Griptech 100 bits. Randomness, randoms. Thank you so much for your 100. Man called Stan donates $1.11. Says, how exactly do I enter the V-Buck giveaway? P.S. Awesome stream. Keep it up. Yeah, this V-Buck giveaway is only going on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitch, it's a completely different giveaway. You use Fortnite tracker? Oh, damn. So he was lying to us. That would have been interesting then. You seem like a pretty big noob, though. I don't know. Maybe he was playing on a friend's account or something. Who knows? All right. Diego is the winner of the giveaway. Diego, go ahead and say hello in the chat. If the mods could be looking out for Diego's message as well. Diego Sarabia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But Diego, congratulations on winning the giveaway, man. Thank you to everybody who entered. We're running a V-Buck giveaway every 1,000 likes. So as soon as we get to 3,000 likes, guys, we'll set up another giveaway. Diego, go ahead and type hi in the chat. Let us know that you're here. And we'll go ahead and get you your V-Bucks, man. Diego, hey. I see you type hey in the chat, man. Hey, the bot got you, bro. The bot. I'm seeing all your messages over here in the bot. Just go ahead and type your email address in the chat, man. Got some winning. An email address that I can use just to contact you. It doesn't need to be your Epic Games account. Just an email I can use to contact you at. Matt, thank you for your one. Change my contract? I don't give enough about the contract. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, Joe Jan, are you there? You have a mic? Yo, you got a mic? Alright, peace. Yo, Diego, we got your email address, man. Thank you so much, brother. We got your email, dude. Thank you, my dude. Diego, got your email. Do you want me to send you the emails like usual? Yeah, Bear, if you could do that. I already have it right up here, but if you could send it to me too, that makes it a lot easier to copy and paste. Appreciate it. Everyone like the vid? Hell yeah, man. Everybody drop a like. We're not going to play with anybody if they don't have a mic, so it is what it is. RIP Zach. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, proHypenis?
How you doing, bro?
You the YouTuber?
My what?
Are you the YouTuber?
Yeah, I am actually. Damn, you recognize
No
me
way.
immediately, yeah.
The one that plays the custom zombie matches?
Yeah, yep. Damn,
Really?
you're an OG, yeah. 100%.
I mean, like, I don't know, I used to play zombies and somehow I randomly stumbled across your videos one day.
That's dope. Yeah, no, it's really me. I'm live right now doing playing some Fortnite, yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Where do you want to drop?
You could go in lonely?
Works for me.
Good.
Pretty sure your entire chat's now just spamming on the stream sniper at the same second you did.
No. That's just funny. Like as soon as you're like, "Are you proHypenis the YouTuber?" Because I'm just going into random duos, just playing random people just to get some funny reactions from kids, and that's cool that you recognize me.
I mean, like I said, I like the custom games for zombies.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So,
yeah, it's been a while since I've done that. But yeah, those are really fun to do.
They look like it. This is like the first game.
Oh shoot, there's a guy up here. You can't make this up.
Shotgun.
I saw you.
I got a bad shotgun apparently.
Trying to pickaxe. Oh god.
Okay.
He actually gonna finish me? Oh, he's gonna pickaxe. Yep, he's trying to pickaxe me. If you're coming from behind him, you should be able to get him. Oh shoot.
I can't cross that gap. Crap.
Oh, did it break?
He
Oh yeah.
well, like, you gotta come to me.
That's the worst shot I've ever had. Holy crap.
At least I didn't die before you. That I was afraid of. Where's this guy?
I think he's still all the way up top. Yeah, if you break the whole thing, you might be able to get him to fall down. I think you hear him coming down right now. That was probably his teammate. Yeah.
Yep. Good game, dude.
Damn. GG's, bro. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
Dude, I'm all in here going completely undercover. No skin, no glider, no nothing. Join in. Hey, are you proHypenis, the YouTuber who does custom zombies? Damn. Cool. The man called Stan donates 420 and says, thank you. I got you, brother. I got you. And Bear, thank you very much for the email. Appreciate it. Oh, that guy was cool. Yep. What's up, Aiden? Welcome to the stream. What's up? Yo, Dismo is in the stream? Dismo. What's up, baby? Haven't heard this song in 2 years, but I love this song. Love this song. Yo, is Dismo still here? Dismo, what's poppin', my man? What's poppin'? What's up, Leo?
What do you need? You need to hit 110 on the tab.
Yo.
You need 21.
Yo, what's up, man?
So they're just like, it's looking like it's just under. I think it's fine. No, I think it's still.
Yo, Love Market, what's up, man?
Hey. Where are we going?
I don't know. Your mic kind of sounds like you're underwater or something.
Can't afford a new one.
Sorry, what?
I'm a poor boy. I can't afford a new one.
It's all good. It's all good. Want to go factory?
Here.
Good.
Welcome to the Salty Splatoon. How tough are you?
Yo, man called Stan. Thank you so much for the sponsor, bro. I appreciate it, my dude. Let's get some man called Stan hype in the chat. Enjoy your 15 custom emotes, brother, and your double coins, my dude. I think there's like one other team coming here. Got any wins tonight? Dude, are you good? Oh, yeah, he's all the way up top there.
I'm running towards you. Lots of still both in there.
There's one more up there.
Oh, outside. Outside.
Yep, I died too.
Oh, that was short-lived.
Sucks. GG's though. Oh, this guy had 7 HP. Damn. Have a good one, bro.
You too.
Dude, we're getting the suckiest games of all time. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. All right, I'm turning back on push to talk because I want to be able to talk to you guys. It's way more fun to be able to talk to you guys and not have every single message be heard by them. All right, let's do it. We are playing Complete Noob. Okay? Complete Noob. What's up, Aiden? How do you enter the V-Buck giveaway on YouTube? Well, we got to get to 3,000 likes before we do another giveaway. What's up, Messi? Maybe if he came up for air, then he would have killed him. Yeah, he's been holding his breath this whole time. Chicken Pal Gaming, what's up, man? Nice shooting. Listen, bro, it's Scar. He's got a shotgun. What do you want me to do? I recognize this gamer tag, I'm pretty sure. Yo, what's up, Dragon Slayer? What's up, Suits Twitch?
Are you proHype for the YouTuber?
My who?
Are you proHype from the YouTuber? proHype?
proHype the YouTuber? No, I'm not a YouTuber.
Oh my god, you are a YouTuber. The voice. Serious, man? Don't be joking.
You got me, dude. You got me.
Are you seriously proHype?
Yeah, it's me. What's up, man?
What's up?
Wanna go shifty? Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go shifty. I just can't believe you're a YouTuber right now. I can't believe I'm playing with you. Am I seriously on YouTube?
You are, yeah. I'm live streaming right now.
No. I have you added. I have you. So if you're live streaming right now, that means my phone is ringing. I'm going over here really quick, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to make my way over to you. There's a lot of people near me. Yeah, I'm making my way over to you.
Dude, it's such an honor to play with you. Like, literally my favorite YouTuber in the world.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, dude.
I subbed to your channel.
Thank you. Are you watching right now? That's so cool that you recognize me. That's awesome. Oh, shoot. I just ran out of building material. So how long have you been watching the channel for?
Yo, I just checked my phone. I'm on YouTube. What? I thought you were joking really quick, but like, never mind.
No, I'm for real, man. You got me. I was really surprised you recognized me.
Can I add you as a friend?
I'll tell you what. If we win this game, I'll add you. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a deal?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah, what's up?
are you talking?
Yeah.
I
Wait.
can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? What the heck? Hold on. Oh.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my voice settings turned off for a second.
Oh. Oh, okay. I got a sniper.
You have a sniper? If you don't want it now, I'll take it from you.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, here. Right here. Thank you. All right, let's try to head this way. We'll try to find some more loot to get. Do you have anything right now? Do you have a weapon at all?
Here, I got you a present.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, hey, you don't want both of them?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Because you're a YouTuber, you need more than me.
Hey, it's a team effort, man. If we're gonna win this game, it's gonna require both of us.
Okay. Okay. I cannot believe I'm playing with a YouTuber. Like.
How long have you been playing Fortnite for?
I guess like 1 year. I guess.
1 year?
Basically, well, not really, but like a couple months.
Okay.
I'm not a good player.
Oh, here, I got something for you.
So, like,
I got a present for you now. Just found this.
Okay.
That is for you. Oh, there's guys right here, right in front of us.
Let's try to get this one.
Got one of them. Got them both.
Nice, man. I like this. I like your plays.
Thank you.
Thanks. I mean, look. Sorry. I just can't believe I'm playing with you, YouTuber. That's why.
No, you're all right. You're all right. Do you see these guys fighting over here to the 105? Behind you a little bit. Over here. See these guys fighting right here? Try to go for them because I think they're fighting another team right now.
Okay.
I try throwing some nades over there.
Nice.
Oh, I hit one.
Nice.
Oh, got them both.
What the heck? You're like stealing all the kills right now.
Oh, there's a lot of loot over here for you though. Some shotguns over here if you want that.
There's an LMG if you want it.
Oh, I'm alright. I've got a blue AR. Do you need any healing or anything? No, you're all set.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. I need to drink the shield. I'm gonna change my settings. So can you?
Yeah. Here, I'll build a little house for you. Here, walk a little bit towards me if you can.
Thanks. No, I'm trying to change my settings.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna try to build you a little safe house.
Okay,
There you go.
I'm back. Yeah, my brother subscribed.
Oh, your brother subscribed too?
Yeah.
Tell him I said thank you. Is he there with you right now?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. You guys play Fortnite together a lot?
Yeah. I killed 2 ravens before, so like, I guess I'm good. I'm not really.
Are you all set on ammo? Need more ammo for anything?
Yeah, my AR is good. My AR is good.
Okay.
I just need to reload really quick. It's hard playing on the computer.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a lot
playing on
different.
the computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think there were just some people shooting at us. Yeah.
Yeah, they sniped the tree. I see them. They're like 296.
296. Okay. Oh, yep. I see him.
Oh, like 298.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Good call out. I see him. Yep.
If I can hit a pro snipe with a deagle, I'm gonna be so happy.
Oh, I think there's another team near us too. There's a couple teams fighting around here. It's gonna be hard.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see if we can get my first.
Got this guy right over here. 300. Yeah, let's push this guy.
Nice. Dude, big plays.
Big plays. Big plays. I think his teammate's gonna be coming for him. Yeah.
I see him.
Yep.
Oh, they shot me.
Oh shoot. You got him in. Oh.
Oh, you light him up at the end. Let's
Yeah.
go.
My shot connected.
I almost got him.
I meant to have you get that kill. My bad. There's still
Oh my god. I have like so much ammo on my shotgun.
Oh here.
I have 68 bullets.
Oh here. Do you need a med kit? Here, I got a med kit for you. Right behind you.
Oh, thanks. I'll take these minis. Come in here. Oh.
Is that a guy up in the mountain? Where was that guy? Oh, I see him.
I think so.
He's back behind us. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're all.
Oh, I need to go grab that med. I need to go grab that med.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh shoot!
Oh, they broke our base. They broke our base. Block me out. Dang it. I don't edit them.
Got them both.
What? This is the purple sniper if you want it.
Oh, I've already.
I know. I gave you a blue.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. Do you need another med kit? Here, you already have a med kit, right?
I already have one.
Okay.
I just haven't used it yet. Let's just build in this base.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there's still more people straight ahead of us here. These guys right over here.
I'm just pumped.
Dude, I'm pumped to be playing with you too, man. Got one guy right down here.
I'm like one of your biggest fans. I'm literally one of your biggest fans.
Oh shoot.
Oh no, I was medicating.
It's all good. You're all set. You're all set.
Okay. Oh, I made it just in time.
Oh shoot! No, no, no. Oh goodness, that was close.
Oh, are you good?
Yeah, I'm all set. I'm all set.
Nice. Nice.
Oh shoot.
Oh, he's building up to us. Building up to us. I'm trying to come up to him. I'm just trying to sneak behind him.
Oh god. Oh, you got it, man. I think he fell down.
He fell down.
Oh shoot.
He died.
One of them died. Yeah, there's another one still alive though.
You can take this heavy shotgun. I got a blue pump. So I'm good. We're good. It's a golden heavy shotgun if you want it.
Oh, got him.
Nice.
Are you all set? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, you're a legend. Oh, there's a rocket launcher if you want it.
I might take that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a golden heavy, by the way.
Oh, I'm all set. I've already got all the shotguns I need, so if you want that, you can take it.
Oh.
Here, I got some minis for you, too.
I got 26 rockets for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll take those. I just dropped 2 minis right here for you, too.
Oh, nice, nice.
2 minis right there, so you can heal up.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
This is insane.
Dude, I really hope we get... Oh, shoot, we gotta go. Oh, my goodness, I did not realize how far away we are from the storm. Do you have a jump... Do you have a jump pad? No, I don't. I only have bandages.
No. Oh, no. I have a med kit.
Okay.
Oh, we need to run far.
Yeah, we really do. I wasn't paying attention at all. Do you have,
Yeah, me either.
How many med kits do you have? Do you have 1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
I shouldn't have drank that med... Like, I haven't used that med kit. I wish. Because I didn't take any damage from that.
Yeah. I wish I had been paying attention to the storm. Because this is gonna start taking 2 damage here in a second too.
Yeah. I swear I got someone building in front of me. You should start healing now.
I'm gonna try to save him for a little bit longer.
Yeah, me too. When I hit
I would apply your medkit now because it'll start taking 2 damage. So I would start applying your medkit now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
I have a little bit of health. You should use bandages right now.
I'm gonna stretch it for a little bit farther. I think I should be able to make it out. It might be close.
It's taking 2 damage now. It's taking 2 damage.
Yeah, I might have to crawl out towards the end. You might have to revive me once I get out.
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
I think you should be able to make it.
Yeah, we have bandages. Use the bandages.
Yeah, I got 5 of them. I'm applying right now.
Okay. Oh my god, you're so close to dying.
Should be alright.
I'll meet you outside of the storm.
Okay.
I'll meet you outside of the storm.
Yep, I'm gonna make it. I'll be alright.
If you die, like I can revive you.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, you made it. You made it.
Made it.
You made it.
That was clutch. Good work.
I know. I'm just happy I'm playing with you. Like.
Dude, I'm happy I'm playing with you too. You're really, really nice.
Yeah, I'm just like one of your biggest fans.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I have you. Because like I have you I have your notifications. So I think I got the notifications right now.
Oh, for the live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Because my brother was watching the live stream.
Oh, when he saw that you were in my game?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's cool.
And he was like, "Oh, I see a chest here. I found a chest here.
Oh, nice,
This
nice,
place
nice.
hasn't been looted. Let's see if we can find a medkit." Yeah, like my brother freaked out when I was like, I started playing. But there's a bush. Do you want it?
No, that's alright. I'm not gonna take the bush.
I'm not much of a bush camper.
Yeah, me either. To be honest.
Oh, there's a supply drop right here.
Oh, yep. Nice, nice, nice. I would wait for it to come down. We don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. If we wait for it to come down, we should be able to get the loot out of it. I'm gonna...
Yeah, but look. I made a little hut.
Made a little hut? Oh, that's perfect, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll be over there in a sec.
I see a shield outside. Like, when I break this wall right here.
Oh, shoot. I'm getting shot at. There's a team behind us to the northwest.
Northwest?
Yep.
Oh, northwest, though. For you, for not me, though. I'm just waiting for the supply drop.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, like, I'll give you the good loot, like, because you're much more better than me.
Got one of them?
There's a golden RPG. I'll take that because you have purple, right?
Yeah, I already got an RPG. I'm all set.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't. Oh,
Oh, what? I thought you had it. I'll give this to you.
oh, he just fell down? Nice. All right, they're both dead.
Oh,
I got both
my
these guys.
God, man. Like, I thought you were fake.
Is that you
And
building
then
up? Oh, that is you.
when-
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and then I thought, oh, I'm dead.
Oh, did you just fall?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
all right. That's all right.
slipped. I slipped.
It's all right.
I slipped. Dang it.
All right, here, I'm coming down to get you. Oh, I hear a chest right up here,
Be
too.
careful, be careful. It's a big fall. It's a very big fall.
Oh, shoot, it is a big fall. You're
That's
right.
how I died. I had like 28 health.
Yeah, here, stay right there. I should be able to get you. All right, perfect. I have a few minis for you, too. I don't know if you have full shield or not, but
Okay. Okay, thanks.
no problem.
I'll give you this RPG once I get up. Here.
Oh, thank you.
And here's a
Actually,
rockets I got.
I'm gonna carry these minis instead. You can carry the rocket though if you want to.
Okay. Then can you give me some rockets?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
I'll give
absolutely.
you, like,
I just dropped you all mine right there.
oh, there's a disco right here.
Have you been to all the disco rooms yet?
No.
No, you haven't.
Well, my brother was playing, like, found one, and I was playing with my brother's friends. Like, we found one. I guess I found, like, 3 times.
Do you know if these guys had any bandages or anything?
No. I have no heals.
Yeah, I don't really have any either.
All I found is this disco room.
Trying to find this other guy's loot. I don't know where he fell down.
Yeah, I know.
I've got this slurp. I think I'm just gonna pop it for right now.
Yeah, because it does give you hope.
Trying to figure out where I put those mini. There they are. Pick those up. Do you see the supply drop right over here to the south?
Wait, what?
Supply drop right to the
Supply
south. It's right on the
drop to the
hill
south?
over here. Yeah.
South?
Yeah, right over here to the
I'm
south.
trying to find south. Oh, I see south.
You see it? Yeah.
I'm coming.
Okay, I'm gonna build around it and see if I can get something out of it. Hopefully we'll be able to get some heals. Oh shoot, there's guys literally right here too.
Yeah, let's try to find a scar, man.
Yeah, Scar would be awesome right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
pretty much.
didn't have a Scar in there.
Oh.
But there are people right in front of us too, so we gotta watch out for them.
I'll take this bolt. I'll take this upgraded bolt.
Okay. Oh shoot, watch out, yeah.
Oh, dude, I dodged a shot. I dodged like a headshot.
Nice,
We need to
nice.
go the other way.
Yeah, yeah, we
need to go
do.
the other way because of the storm.
Let's try to
I'm
put.
trying to pay attention now because I don't want to lose any health.
Yeah, we're really close too. We're in the top 6 actually, so we're doing really well.
I know, dude. If you can give me my first win, I'm gonna be so happy. Oh, they're shooting at me. They're shooting at me. They
We're
haven't took a damage out of me. They haven't took a single damage out of me.
Oh, I think I see them straight ahead here. Yeah, to the south. Yeah, if we come back here, you should be all right. Actually,
South?
yeah, we gotta move forward. Actually, here, come towards. Yeah, follow me.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming.
Watch out for that RPG. Make sure it doesn't hit you.
Yeah, I know. It's not gonna hit me.
Oh shoot.
Are you good? You good?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Up. Up. Ah.
Oh, shoot.
I'm knocked.
Here, I'll come down to get
They,
you.
like, they shot the mountain and then it blew up like next to me.
Oh, shoot, I think he's gonna try to finish you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get you.
He's not. Try to revive me. They're trying to break it. They're trying to do the OP strat. Where they break
Oh,
it.
I think they're fighting a different team. I got you covered.
nice,
You're all
nice.
set. Here, do you need some minis? Yeah, I just dropped you 2 minis right there. That's all I got, unfortunately. I have a jump pad too. Let's let these two teams fight right here.
Oh. I got a purple sniper if you have one.
Oh, it's alright. I got a gold sniper, but thank you. Yeah, let's just wait down here for right now.
Okay. I think my brother's watching me right now. I know, I'm not gonna like shoot with the RPG, but I don't wanna like blow ourselves up.
Right.
That'd be horrible.
I think these guys are fighting out here. I'm not 100% sure though.
I'm gonna do like, oh, you already doing the edit.
Yeah.
I was gonna do the edit so I can like see people. What level are you?
Me? I'm level 100. I just hit it yesterday.
Oh, nice. I'm like level 32.
Are these guys fighting up there?
I feel like they don't even know where we are.
I don't think they do. That's my plan. I'm gonna try to wait them out because we're not really in the best position to fight right now.
Yeah. Well, do you need building materials?
No, I'm all set. Are you all good? Do you need anything?
Yeah, I have like 908 wood, so I'm like.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got 800 wood, so I'm all set. We'll wait here for a little bit longer. We'll push out here in a second. Actually, yeah, let's push out. Let's push out now.
I'm just very hyped.
Dude, I'm excited right now too. Hopefully we can get this win.
Yeah, because I want you to get me my first win, like literally. Have you tried the new LMG? Oh,
I have, yeah.
It's actually like a crazy firing weapon.
It really is. Be careful peeking that. You don't want to get sniped. I think you're all right though.
Yeah.
Oh, got one of them down. Got one of them.
They use like an LMG to kill me.
Here, I'm about to. Oh yeah. Hold on, I may have to.
Dude, if I die, it's all you. If I die, it's all you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I think I'm just gonna focus on trying to get this guy for right now.
They're breaking your base. They're breaking your base.
Yeah. I'm alright.
Inside. If they try to break it, I'm gonna try to block it with myself.
You're okay. I think you're all good.
Yeah.
I just want to get this one guy with the
Dude,
RPG.
Like, if I die, try to get me this win, please.
Oh, absolutely. I'll try to get you the win. Here, yeah, sure, right there. I think you're all right.
You get me the win.
I think. Okay, yeah. So it's a 1v1 right now. Here, I'm gonna get you up. All right. Can you see behind me?
No, I'm gonna try to turn.
No, not behind me. Like so I'm facing you right now. Can you see? Can you see where the enemy is? I think he's all right.
Yeah, there's nobody. I don't see them. Oh, they're on top of. I see them.
Yeah, I see one of them. Yep. Yep. I just dropped you a mini potion right behind you. Pick that up and heal.
Oh, thanks.
No problem.
I stand over here. Oh my god. Oh, dude, you took a lot of damage, right?
I didn't take too much damage. I'm alright.
Yeah,
I'm alright.
Okay.
Be careful. Be careful. You're all set. You're all set.
No. I hate being crouched. Like, you have to do it because the head, like, people can shoot you.
Yeah, you do have to be really careful. This guy's got an RPG, so we gotta be... Nice! I got him! We won!
Dude, can I add you as a
Absolutely. That's the deal.
Yay!
Yo, GG's,
Oh
man.
my god.
Good job.
Good. Thanks, man. Thanks for the win.
Dude, no problem.
That was very stressing.
That was very, very stressful. Yeah, we got really lucky towards the end.
Yeah.
You did great towards the end there. That was awesome.
If I get another phone, I'll subscribe to you.
If you get another what?
Another phone, I'm gonna subscribe.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Here, I'll add you as a friend right now, all right? I just sent you, did you send me a friend request too?
I know, I did it too.
Okay, perfect. X Dragon's there. Yeah, I'll make sure that I have you added.
Okay. Oh my god.
Dude, it was really nice playing with you, man. It was really nice meeting you.
Mhm.
Have a good day, man. I'm gonna head out now. All right.
Mhm.
Oh shoot, backed us out. Damn. Dude, that's awesome. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I have him added. That kid was so nice. Hold on, X Dragon Slay. It's gonna be under friend request. X Dragon Slay. Where is he? X Dragon Slay. There he is. Accept. Perfect. That was awesome, guys. That was awesome. That kid was so incredibly nice. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the stream, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you guys have not done so already. We are running a V-Buck giveaway every 1,000 likes on the stream. So if you haven't done so already, drop a like. At 3,000 likes, we'll start up another V-Buck giveaway. That kid was so nice. I'll join up on the session. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, ProHype.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
You want to play a couple more duos?
Yeah, I'll just play one more because I have to go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's getting pretty late for me, too.
Yeah. I cannot believe I found you.
Dude, I'm so happy I found you, too.
Oh my. I couldn't have time to watch any of your videos today, so like I'll try.
Oh, no.
Okay?
That's all right. Yeah, no. Whatever's most convenient for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to watch your videos because you're my favorite YouTuber. So, like,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy the
like
videos.
every video I dropped you a like every video.
Thank you. That does help.
I've been playing you I've been watching you, I mean, for like a very long time.
Do you remember the first time you ever found my channel? Do you remember what video it was or anything?
No, I don't remember. I haven't been watching that like too much because I'm only 7, so like.
You're only 7 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a little bit older because you're so nice and you're so mature.
Yeah.
You want to go Fatal Fields?
I'm almost 8. Oh, what's that?
You're almost 8. When's your birthday?
It's May 31st.
May 31st. Okay. Yeah, so a little over a month away. That's cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so hyped to play with you. Like it's like it's like 2010 when my birthday. Like 2010 May 31st.
Oh, that's when you were born? Yep.
Yeah. Dude, my hands are like so cold.
Dude, I was getting really nervous at the end of that last game. My hands were shaking a little bit. We clutched up.
Yeah,
we did a really good job.
The new gliders. Whenever I got the win, I got new gliders.
Oh, that's right. Did you put it on? Are you using it right now?
Yep, I was using it. I was just using it.
Nice. Are you all set? Are you safe? Is there anybody near you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
No, I can't find any guns or like unfortunate.
I have an extra AR right now. I'll bring one to you.
People here. I'm gonna die, man.
You're right. You're right. Here.
Come on.
Yeah, come over to me.
Come.
I'll drop you an AR right there. Yep.
I'm just trying to run because I don't have a gun. I'll take this AR.
Yeah. That one's all you. You can take that.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out. This guy's right in front of the house there. You see him? Got another one. Could be one more inside. There's one more who's down inside the house, and I think there's one in the left-hand side here. There.
Building materials? Oh no. Do you need building materials?
I'm all right for right now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, watch out.
Oh, where does he come? They're behind!
Yep. Oh shoot. Nice. Good call out.
Oh my god, he had no gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on this guy right in front of us for right now.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely get the kills.
I got him. Here, I'll try to revive you right now.
Dude, I'm so happy. You like, it's absolutely an honor to be with you. I'll definitely watch like a lot of your videos.
Thank you, man. That's really humbling. Oh, there's one more guy out here. Watch out.
I know. I want to be a YouTuber, but like when I have 5
Oh my goodness. We just got 7 people. That's crazy.
You need an AR? I got 2 AR for you.
Oh, I got an AR. I'm all right. Thank you though.
Okay. What colors?
Green.
Oh, you can take
Here, I got
that.
some more bandages for you. I just dropped some right there so you can heal up a little bit.
Oh,
There's an LMG over here for you too if you want to take that.
an LMG? No, I will not take an LMG because I didn't get any kills with the LMG. So like,
You don't really like it too much?
I thought it was gonna be much more overpowered.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be much more overpowered.
It is. It does have a lot of recoil. The accuracy, it's really hard to be accurate with it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. I just like, accidentally clicked Epic Games, and then I clicked back Fortnite. My bad.
No, it's all good. You're alright.
That all those bandages exactly gave me 75 health.
You have exactly 75 health right now? Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we're gonna need that health because we're gonna.
I hope you can meet some of my friends online.
Yeah, I hope I run into some of them too. That's part of what's awesome about random duos. You get to meet a lot of cool people.
Why were you even doing a random duo?
It's just fun to play with people who I don't know, you know. Especially for the stream,
yeah,
it's fun
it
to.
is fun.
Yeah.
Because that's how I met a lot of my friends.
Yeah, you get.
Because they were being very nice to me. Like, I only accept people who be nice, and then I realized you're a YouTuber, so like, and I know you're a nice YouTuber.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's why I automatically.
You should. Yeah, you
add
should.
You as a friend.
You should definitely only accept nice
Oh,
people.
this is so cool.
Because there are a lot of people who you probably shouldn't add. But that's good that you're aware of that. That's good.
Yeah, because there's like a person, I think his name is Salty, but there's two different Salty YouTubers.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
this person gets very angry.
Yeah.
My computer is like, I need to charge it really quick.
Do you need a pistol or anything? I just dropped you one right there if you want it.
Oh, I was going to use the pistol because I need a pistol elimination.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got to
But
complete
if
that
you can
challenge.
If you can get someone very low,
Oh.
can you like?
Yeah, and then let you.
Like try to get me the last hit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because I just need 2 kills with this.
Yeah, we should be able to do that for
I
you.
had like 0. Okay, so when I was watching Ali,
Yeah.
this person won the game with 0 kills on solo.
That's crazy. That's happened to a couple times with people.
Because Ali shot the bullet. He had okay, so Ali had less health.
Yeah.
And then so Ali had the bullet right next to him, like the rocket, and then it actually killed Ali. Not me.
Dang.
Like Ali.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple.
Take a little bit of-
That's happened to me a couple times too. Here, actually, you can take that if you want. You take that slurp. That's all. You were nice to me last game. Giving you.
Good. You can take it. No.
You sure you don't want it?
No, I'm just trying to be very nice because, like, you know why? Because you're a YouTuber, you're way better than me, so you deserve that.
No, it's a team effort. I'm offering it to you because you were really nice to me last game, giving me some heals. Are you sure you don't want it?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Nah, I'm good. Like,
Thank you.
I like, you're way better than me.
Hey man, it's a team effort.
This is a blue
It's a
AR.
team effort.
Yeah, this is blue AR. This is one upgrade of my gun. Plus, I have 44 bullets. I am dumb. I dropped my assault rifle.
Oh, you.
I thought I saw people behind us.
Yeah, we really do have to make sure we're staying aware out here, especially as the game gets further on. 'Cause that's when all the good players are gonna last towards the end.
I didn't know you're the actual ProHype.
What gave it away?
And then okay, so whenever my brother, like, I'm like, I just screamed like, no way, this is not ProHype. And then my brother just looked up on YouTube ProHype, and then I see him. My brother said that, oh look, ProHype is playing with Dragon Slayer, and that's me. And I'm like, what?
That must have been
Like,
crazy.
my hands are like, I'm like very shaking. Oh, you're salty? My bad.
You're doing great. No, it's all right.
realize.
Yeah, I'm just picking up some other loot over here.
Oh, okay. I personally love the tackle SMG.
Oh, the attack SMG.
This is my last game. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. I'm gonna have to be getting off here soon too,
I have
anyways.
school tomorrow. I have school tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll
It's Sunday.
I'll watch some of your videos on the weekend when I can.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, whenever you can. Yeah, if you don't feel pressure to watch every single one if you can't, but yeah, whenever you want to watch a video, yeah.
Yeah. okay, we're not very far from the circle. Because, like, it looks on the map, like, far, but, like,
Right.
it doesn't. It's actually not. You have a shotgun for me? Because I have, like, no shotgun.
I do, actually, yeah. Do you want this one? It's only a great tack.
You have an extra?
Yeah, I have,
No, I'm good.
I have a pump.
Take any shot. Take any shotgun.
Perfect.
Actually, I don't care.
It's all you.
Let's see if we can get another win.
Hopefully we can. We're already top 22, so we got a pretty good chance. Although the later the game gets, the harder it's going to get, obviously, too.
I personally love the tactical SMG. They're powerful, right?
They really are, yeah.
Whenever you shoot, like, it just, like, all the whole entire fire just comes out at one time.
Did you watch the, do you know who Ninja is? The Twitch streamer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja's hyper.
Yeah, do you watch him at all?
No, I don't really watch him.
No.
Because people say that he says bad words, so like
That's true.
I don't watch people who says bad words.
That is true. He does swear occasionally. But yeah, he had a Fortnite competitive event yesterday, and there was a lot of good players who were using the tactical SMG. I guess
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of really good players that really like using it. So
Nice.
you definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know why, but like I swear people's gonna be in tilted. Like, why do they add tilted towers? Because like it's like the towers are tilted.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think maybe they called it tilted towers because people get really angry when they come to tilted towers. They get tilted.
Yeah.
Do you think? Have you heard the rumor that Tilted's going to be destroyed by a meteor strike?
My brother just said to me like the tilted tower is gonna be destroyed. But I personally think like, have you ever seen a meteor?
I have, yeah, the one up in the sky.
It looks like a spaceship.
It does a little bit. So do you believe it's going to be like aliens or something, or what do you think it's going to be?
No, I just think it's gonna be like a spaceship.
Yeah. You don't think there's going to
It
be?
could be like, I don't know.
You don't think there's going to be
I don't
any
know.
aliens on it though?
No.
No. Maybe. I guess we'll
Because, like,
just
it
have to
looks,
see.
It's like alien ship, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
But like, my brother asked me a question about that. Like, oh, there's a secret if you want to know about it. You can break this down here.
Oh,
Or, like, maybe
the chest
the other
location?
side?
Yeah, I think it's right over here.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah, I was watching Ninja and I learned about this spot.
I'm gonna like drink a full shield,
Okay.
and then I'll wait.
Oh, shoot, my bad. I
Scared
trapped
me.
you in there. There you go.
Oh wait, what? I just glitched through it.
Yeah, it does that occasionally if you edit it and you're already standing in it
Yeah,
or
I
something.
know. I think this house is not looted.
This one right in front of us? I think it is, yeah. There's shots going on behind us, too.
Oh no, it's looted. They just only did that to trick us.
Oh, they left the door closed?
Yeah, they put the door closed, but it's actually opened already.
Yep.
I'm checking this. Oh, I'm laggy.
You all set? Or is your game still lagging? Oh, there's people behind us. I'm backing up over to you. There's people behind us over here. Are you good? Oh, shoot. Dragon Slayer. Oh, no, he died. Dragon Slayer, are you there? Oh my goodness. Oh my lord. Oh no, he disconnected. I think he lagged out. Oh shoot. Yep. Damn. That's unfortunate. Lagged out or something. That's too bad. Yeah, we were getting pinched by those guys. I don't know what was happening with my tack or something. It was just like, I was shooting it really slow. I think I kept having to reload it. I don't think I had it reloaded all the way. Because I picked it, that was the random tack I picked up off the ground. Shoot, man. Rips in the chat. Alright, let me go ahead and catch up on some... Yo, Dragon Slayer, you still there? Dragon Slayer, can you hear me? Alright. Game here. Just because I gotta go use the bathroom, I don't want him to come back and say anything, not know he's on stream. So many subs yet so humble. I respect YouTubers who do their best to communicate with their audience. I definitely try my best. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's one of the most important parts about being a YouTuber. What's up, Shay? What's up, God? Welcome to the stream. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, but we are running a V-Buck giveaway every 1,000 likes in the stream, so make sure you guys drop a like if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. When you subscribe, you'll see your name up here right above the face cam, and we'll run a V-Buck giveaway as soon as we hit 3,000 likes. You guys can see the live like count in the upper right. Get a hashtag like spike in the chat. I'll be back in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Did I wash my hands? Yes, chat. I washed my hands. Holy Jesus. You guys always got to ask me that. Oh, man. Yes, guys, we did wash our hands. All right, let me catch up on donations here. All right. Let me go ahead and catch up on donations here, guys. What's up, Rhino? What's up, David? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the stream, bro. All right. Let me go ahead and catch up on these. Because I think we missed quite a bit of donations here. Man called saying I got that. Get us no wins, get him a dub. We got him his first dub. VBota donates $7. Says, hey, Henry, congratulations on all your recent success. I've been watching you for a while and never got the chance to donate, but I guess this is the least I could do to repay you. Glad you never stopped streaming after you go into college. VBota, honestly, man, thank you so much for all your support. I remember you, man. You've been an OG for a very, very long time. Thank you so much, man. GrifTug, I got your last donation, man. Thank you so much for 1,000 bits, GrifTug. You're a god. That's $10. Thank you, man. GrifTug donates another 100 bits. Says, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what it does. That guy was honestly so super nice. Vortex, Twitch Prime sub, thank you so much. Kelton with a $10 donation. Play another with him. He carried you. He did carry me. That guy was so unbelievably nice. Such a nice guy to play with. GrifTech donates 100 bits, says potential upload. Oh, absolutely. That's definitely going to be an upload on the channel. 100%. GrifTech donates another 100 bits, says, can you tell him I'm going to add him because I'm a huge fan of his? Oh, that's what you were talking about. Sorry. Yeah, no, I forgot to mention that to him. You might be able to send him a friend request. He might not accept, but it is what it is. Doggett donates 100 bits and says, "This is to show you true love." Thank you, Doggett. I appreciate it, my man. You're a god. And then Pro Mason, most recent donation, donates 666. Says, "Hi, love your videos. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Pro. Appreciate it, my man. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and play another solo. Do some solos. Ooh, God. Nice tennis. Can you play with me? I need to grind. I'm on console, but not as well on PC. I'm gonna be playing some solos right now, man. If I do duos, it might be some more random duos, or I may. I'm definitely gonna be playing with some sponsors and some Twitch subs once I get stuff straightened out with my Discord. How long am I gonna be streaming for? I've been live for a little over 2 hours right now, and I'm like extremely exhausted. But I don't know. We'll see. I might do another couple solo games and then get off. I don't know if this will end up being a 3-hour long stream. Riptug donates 100 bits and says, "Why is Sniper Wolf getting hate?" I have no idea. Oh, and if you guys didn't know, by the way, I forgot to mention this to you guys. My new streaming PC is coming this week. I'm so super excited for that. Hanish, you're my favorite YouTuber. I watch you till I grow up. Keep up the good work. Isaac, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you enjoy the content. What's up, Random Gears? What's up, Giovanni Sanchez? Alright, let's go, you know what, dude, let's go Tilted Towers. I'm feeling it. Can you please hang in the chill room after this? Nah, dude, sorry. When I get off, I'm definitely gonna be headed to bed, more than likely. Or maybe I'll work on editing that video. I'm not really sure. Play with Dismo? Yo, I would be so down to play with Dismo, actually. Do some duos with Dismo. I haven't chatted with Dismo, caught up with him in such a long time. I definitely gotta throw on a skin, guys. What the hell am I doing? I forgot to put on a skin. Yikes. I'm trying to go Clock Tower. Is that kid gonna get there before me? Nope, you choked it. Ha, loser. Watch me die. Some random. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I can't get that angle. Insane. Gold. Oh, gold scar, 500 brick. We're grinding 500 brick, boys. It's happening. I'm not going to walk out of here without a gold scar. Maybe I will end up walking out of here. Guy's pinched horribly. I hit it. There's a lot of people in here right now. Although a lot of people that are watching, I think, may have already dropped a like, so we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Refuse? But I'm be here to claim your prize. Make sure you stick around to the stream. Somebody's already putting their email address in the chat. What the hell? Andrew Smith, thank you for your $1. Kelton, and thank you for your $1 as well. Did I miss any others? Tuck, how do you link console to PC? I think you just have to, if you've only played on console, what you have to do is you have to actually go and create an official Epic Games account, like on Epic Games website, and then link your PlayStation account with that account, so then you can play on stream with somebody who's on PS4. I think that's how that works. Or excuse me, so you can play with somebody who's on PC if you're on a console. All right, cool. I think we're ready to go ahead and pick the winner. Are we good? Are we ready to pick the winner? We can do it. And the winner is Ryan. My man Ryan, you are the winner of the giveaway. Ryan, go ahead and put your email address in the chat. Ryan Driesba. Hopefully I'm not completely butchering that, but Ryan, go ahead and type hello. Let us know that you're here. Congratulations on winning the giveaway. I do these giveaways on a regular basis, guys, so make sure you have post notifications on too, so you never miss a future stream. But congrats, Ryan. Ryan, go ahead and say hello so that we know you're here. Just say hi, and then make sure you go ahead and type your email address too. It doesn't need to be your Epic Games email address. I just need an email address I can email you back and forth and just talk to you on. Just so I can figure out what console you're on and then send you either a gift card or PayPal you the money if need be. I hate this. It's rigged. Yeah, it's rigged, man. The whole thing's rigged. But make sure you guys stick around, because if Diego doesn't respond, we'll have to choose another winner. I'm waiting for Diego to type in the chat. Or, excuse me, not Diego. Ryan. I'm looking at Diego was the last winner. If Ryan doesn't type in the chat here, guys, we're gonna go ahead and pick a new winner. All right. Oh, Ryan, you just typed hi, I think, right? That's got to be a fake one. I see a Ryan Dreespot just type in the chat, but that's got to be a fake one. That's not the official winner. That's somebody who's claiming to be the winner. That's not the real one, guys. That's not the real one. I'm gonna go ahead and ban him. Where is he? Because the bot should be showing his message on screen. So let's just hide the user. Boom, problem solved. All messages from the official winner are going to show up on the bot, so it's a fake one. Feel sad, man. That's the only thing that sucks about doing these giveaways on YouTube, is that YouTube you can have whatever username you want. On Twitch, you can't have duplicate usernames. So as soon as we know who the winner is, we immediately have their account. Alright, Ryan, if you're not here, man, we're going to want to pick a new winner here. Let's do it. Ethan, you are the new winner of the giveaway, man. Ethan, hopefully you're still here. Ethan Tapia. Ethan, go ahead and type hello in the chat, man. Congratulations on winning the V-Buck giveaway. Go ahead and type hi, and then we'll be good to go. And on Twitch, you can Twitch PM them or whisper them. That's true, too, yeah. Ethan, where are you in the chat, my boy? Ethan. It's Ethan with a Y. That's a cool way to spell Ethan. I like that a lot. Rigged. Rigged! Hennis, this whole thing is fake. Hi, Ethan. I see you typed in the chat, man. Ethan, I got you, brother. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to the winner's circle. What's up, man? Go ahead and put your email address in the chat. If you could also go ahead, just go ahead and put your email address in the chat. It just needs to be an email I can contact you on. So just an email that you check on a regular basis, and I'm just gonna make sure I work on emailing you back and forth. I'm going to post it in the stream. I want all of you guys to head over to his chat and type hashtag Henis Raid. Guys, do that for me. Perfect. Go over to his stream, type hashtag Henis Raid. Hopefully, you guys can actually get the link to him.
Sometimes longer, sometimes earlier, sometimes later.
Type exclamation point, or excuse me, just type Henis Raid in this chat. His name is Lozo. He's got 234,000 subs. Make sure you guys go check this dude out.
I really got up.
Somebody said he's cute. Lol.
I got on top.
Beefy.
I got
Beefy.
Ground, but
I can totally take that guy. You guys see how huge my muscles are, dude? You know how massive my forearm is, dude. Hopefully he'll notice it right here in a sec. Oh, he's looking right now.
Oh my god, I'm being raided. Oh my god.
Yo, hashtag Henis Raid in the chat. We've almost got him 100 viewers right now, guys. Everybody go over there and type hashtag Henis Raid in this chat.
Henis Raid. Welcome, everyone. Oh
drop a like in the stream, guys. Damn, 126 viewers?
That is,
the link won't work? Yes, you guys might have to go look him up. Lozo, L-O-Z-O. If you guys just look him up, you should be able to get to him.
Oh no, I'm under so much pressure to actually play good, and then someone picks up a gun before me. Oh, noobs. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Thank you. No one kill me now. Now that I've got people watching, no one kill me, okay? Thanks. Bye. My phone's ringing.
Somebody said, what's this about?
Excuse my calm demeanor, guys. But
this dude's super chill. I like this guy. Alright, guys.
Roommates are sleeping. Well, not roommates, housemates. Welcome, everyone.
Oh, this guy only started streaming like 18 minutes ago. That's dope. We got him perfectly. We got him rated at like the perfect time.
Someone from Austria?
Alright, guys.
Austrian.
I'm gonna head out. Appreciate the support. Hold on, let me catch up on these donos. I tried with a $1. Thank you so much for that, man. Zevi donates $3 and says, can we watch you sleep, JK? JK, yeah, no, you definitely can watch me sleep. But thank you for your dono. Zevi then donates another $2 to say I missed the donation. Sorry about that. I tried with another $1. Thank you. And I tried the final donation. Says, hi, I'm Matt, and here's my Instagram. Sorry, bro. I don't really use Instagram at all. So my follow for you would be absolutely useless, man. Sorry. But I'm heading out, guys. Appreciate all the love. You guys were absolutely phenomenal tonight. I will be live again tomorrow, hopefully with a video for you guys tomorrow as well. Some of you guys could probably guess what the video is going to be, as long as I can get it edited in time. Thank you all so much for the support. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Drop a like in the stream if you haven't. Make sure you have on post notifications so you never miss any future streams. If you tap the bell icon below the video player, screenshot it and tweet it at me on Twitter, @proHype. I will follow every single notification squad member back. Thank you for the love, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming. And as always, stay cool. Adios.